Hey guys, I'm a minute early. That's alright. We got a bunch of interesting stuff that we're going to be doing today. We're going to be working more on the armor, and I also have the nails for the arm socks that I've just finished sewing up. I was considering airbrushing some of them, the arm socks, to a little bit more color in some of the spots where there might not be as much short fur as much as I can possibly imagine on a goat monster. So I was thinking about hitting the beige on the fingertips and then on the elbow and whatnot on here. But I'm definitely very curious just to see what the claws would look like on. It might just be temporary, but I'm also here to check and see what the seams on the side of the arm sleeves look like that I've just finished up, just cut a little bit of. So I'm actually, since I was working on that before the stream started, I'm going to do a little bit of that right now. Just trimming up. I'm going to be trimming up the seam. I used a really tight, really small zigzag stitch on my machine, and I put some parchment paper in between so I could sew without issue. Some people say that you shouldn't be using a machine to do arm socks, which are made with tights. I think that's bullshit. I think you can totally do it if you know what you're doing and you can be careful not to destroy your tights. It's a pretty rad way to give a nice clean finish. And because these are white, it's going to be very easy to see the seams, so I'd rather, if they do get seen, to be very nice and clean than to have not so clean seams that'll be very noticeable. This is going to be my first time trying these on. Both of them all done and ready to go. It's going to be exciting. And all three of you get to see it. Hey! Alright. Okay. Just going to turn this guy inside out. You'll notice with most arm socks you might see are attached to the tights. They don't cut them at the bottom. Because you only really maybe a little bit of the wrist and the start of the elbow of Asriel, I've realized I didn't have to have all of my arm be white. So I cut the tops of the elbows right at the right where they meet, I guess, right by the crotch of the pantyhose, I guess. And now I can take them off. My friend Trix was telling me that that she didn't like not being able to pick up things to eat or use the bathroom or things like that when she was wearing her arm socks. So I decided to not have that problem myself. I would make mine in a way where I wouldn't have that issue, which is nice because now I'll be able to take off my gloves when I'm peeing, eating, etc. Which is also good because these are some pretty long nails. So being able to get a range of movement fairly easily is going to be nice. Alright. It's taking a little bit more time. Hopefully this won't become an issue. Once nails are on, it won't start going all up inside out and whatnot. These are also pretty sturdy, pretty opaque tights compared to the first pair I made. This is actually the second pair. The first one were with a pair of thigh highs I got off of eBay. This was a opaque tight set that I got at Target. It was like their premium brand tights. Been recommended to me by a few people and also on CGL. So I went with that. Looking good. seams aren't perfect, but it's alright. For what it needs to be, what it's gonna be, it's fine. Alright, this is taking a surprisingly long time, of course. It's a little bit of adjusting to get on, as with any other costume piece, but it's looking pretty good. Good, that's no one trying to intentionally interrupt my stream. It's just my boss. My boss at work telling me when to come in and work tomorrow. Alright. So, this is what we got going on right now. Little nubs and problems around by the tip of the finger are common, unfortunately, or not, but I don't worry about it too much, because when I have something like, say, like one of the claws coming up here, they're going to end up hiding some of the imperfections of the nail, or of the fingertip. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't be wearing my dark sweatshirt, so you can actually see what this is going to look like. Yeah, very exciting. But you can see that it's just on this matte, like this matte white. It's kind of boring not having some kind of color by the nail bed. There's hopefully a little bit of airbrushing will be able to touch that up. I was looking at a beige color. I'm still debating or accepting other opinions on that. And together, these guys. Very cool. See, this one already has the fingers poking out, so it's not going to take as long. I say, hopefully, as I've never done this before. Hello, Emily. Now, just so you guys know, there's a little bit of a delay going on, so I'll be able to see all your messages as you send them, but you'll be seeing my responses a little bit late. So please forgive. Okay, so Azriel's gloves look like this right now. Very nice, very pretty. But don't worry too much about the rippling going on down here, just because of how the sleeves are long sleeves, even though they want to roll down a little bit. The most anyone will ever probably see is up to here. Even though I have them going up all the way, up past the elbow. I don't think it'll ever be necessary to see it, which is kind of cool. So, with that little update, the next time you see these gloves, they should be airbrushed and nailed, and they will be finished. Very exciting. And speaking of finishing, it's time to move on to the next part of the armor. Alright. Okay. As usual, I'll always be checking into the stream's chat see what kind of talk is going on within the peanut gallery there. Today is I guess kind of a special day on the stream. Tonight, I'm going to be spending my Passover with all of you guys. I'm not a particularly religious person, but I like to think of myself as a culturally Jewish person. And it's been a nice long time since I've actually celebrated Passover proper. I'm not going to be able to start celebrating it proper now either. Tonight's Passover stream is, like I said last night, I got myself a bottle of Manischewitz wine, and you fine people who I guess this stream is going to be a version of a Seder. Not to be confused with the actual goat-like being, which I guess is kind of fitting, albeit a very, very bad pun. Right. I don't recommend drinking and cosplaying, you guys, but I never said I was a good influence. While there's only 2 of you here, I don't think it's a problem. No one's going to get butt mad at me. Grape one is way better than blackberry. Tossing that out right now. Alright, so yesterday we left off, we were making petals to stick onto the lower half of the shoulder, onto this bottom flower portion. We're finishing that up, I think I need to cut out maybe 4 more pieces, 4 more petals, and we can start maybe attaching some of them, trimming them up, putting the little hearts in them, generally making progress on that. Hopefully what's going to end up happening is that we'll be able to do the bottom half, or start the bottom half of the pauldrons and finish up the work at the top, finish up the delta rune on the other shoulder, and then from there maybe we'll start to put on some of the some kind of lining around on the edge. I'm not 100% sure of what I'd like to do with that as of yet, but hopefully I will be able to figure out something for all of you people. Last night I ended my stream at 9:30, and I'm hoping to be able to take it just a little bit longer tonight, maybe to 10 or maybe even 11. We'll see how that goes. It's a bit late to pull out my airbrush to do some of the airbrush work. It requires a little bit of setup. But tomorrow, if I haven't done it all because I've decided it's too messy, you might get to see a little bit of that going on. I try not to do much painting on stream or much sewing. The sewing because of the noise and the painting because of the mess. Things like fabrication I really like, and I really think are best suited for a stream like this. If I knew how to cut out my audio and maybe play some songs for you guys, I would definitely consider doing some sewing and clothwork streaming as well. Unfortunately, all the stream plugins that I know play music are for PCs, and I'm unfortunately streaming from a Mac. If anyone knows how to do that, that would be awesome. Okay, and those pieces are all cut out. Okay. Everything's all nice and cut out. Also, if at any point in time it starts getting all crappy and stuff, please let me know. I think it's very. Oh, oops, sorry. I think it's very important to keep the stream actually good. I know I've had problems with it in the past. Last time we streamed, we figured out that by plugging in my Ethernet cable, everything went nice and peachy. Hopefully it's going to keep doing that. I increased the video bitrate for the stream to test it out, so please let me know if that works, if you're starting to experience any problems. Any kind of feedback would be greatly appreciated. So now what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to go back to my tacky glue, and I'm going to start putting some of these petals together. I'm very curious as to know who my one watcher is right now. By any chance, if you're in chat, I'd love to say hello. But you know, if not, that's chill too. Okay. I'm just popping the tacky glue on here. Luckily, I've already started and have done this with some of the other petals, so I won't have to wait for those to dry once I'm done with all of this. Get to move on. Something nice. Sorry if the process seems a little repetitive. I've realized that most fabrication work is quite repetitive. I don't know if that makes for the best, most interesting streaming, but you'll let me know, I'm sure. Why I'm using pink as the flower base, I don't know. I was at the top of the stack of my stuff, and I think it looks nice together. No one but me and all of you will know that deep down underneath the finished Azrael armor, it too matches all my obnoxious Metaton stuff right up there. Right up there. By the way, that's the handle to my chainsaw. Which needs a little bit of TLC, some of the stars have fallen off. In the cold, cold weather of anime Los Angeles back in January. It was a very sad time. Okay, alright, and I believe that's everything glued together. Cool. So moving on from that. Okay. Have my pieces separated out by size. So now that with the dry ones, I'm going to start. I'm going to take my knife and I'm just going to, or sorry, scissors, and I'm just going to make them a bit even so it'll go on nicely. Nice and smooth at the edge, hopefully. If it's not nice and smooth at the edge, y'all are going to see the Plastidip is a self-leveling, but it can't do miracles. It can't cover up too many mistakes. Just a different kind of sculpting. Okay, so you can compare this guy to this guy. This one is a lot more cleaner edged. Yeah. And that's what we're making right now. Creating this nice clean edge is what's going to make this stuff actually give the impression that it's a piece of armor and not a piece of poop. Very important. At least for me. Other people can have their own priorities, and that's okay too. But for me, not looking like a piece of poop is quite important. I'm thinking about taking a short little break, maybe at around 8 or 9 o'clock at night, just for maybe 45 minutes, maybe even half an hour. Get myself some dinner. I learned last time of what happens when I don't do that. I end up streaming until like maybe midnight, 1 a.m. and I have absolutely no food in my system. That's not so good. Yesterday I ended the stream at 9:30. Hopefully, going on a bit longer, I'll be able to be smart and eat something. The early time yesterday let me go have some nice dinner, as well as submit my makeup panel for Anime Expo, which, fingers crossed, you guys, fingers crossed that happens. But, yeah. Food is great, and I don't want to bother you guys with eating on the stream, you know, unless you really want me to. But even then, I probably won't. It's not that kind of stream, y'all. There's a kind of stream out there for everybody, but not everybody is the kind of stream that caters to everybody. Okay. Now, what I'm doing now is putting a little bit of glue on the edge. It looks like some of the edges are peeling up when I'm cutting them, like they're separating from each other. So I'm putting just a little bit more glue back down in there to smooth things out. I'm trying to be very meticulous with it, because the smoother I can get it, the more like a single piece it will look. And that's the goal, to not look like two pieces of foam stuck together, but instead like one single thicker piece of foam. This is especially important for when I cut the holes for the heart-shaped holes at the bottom of each petal. Sort of like using the glue as almost like a filler, like a wood glue filler, which I have. I might even be able to use wood glue filler for this part, but I'm not sure how the wood glue will go with the Plastidip later on down the line. If anyone in chat knows, please hit me up. Okay, so it's nice and smooth down around there. Okay, so with that being done, I have pieces 1 cut out and ready to go. Piece 1 is the center. It's the center petal, so I only have 1, whereas with all the others I have 2 each for each piece. I'm going to attach them before I coat them in Elmer's glue, which creates a nice seal and lets me paint over the foam without the porous nature of the foam coming in and causing any problems. But I'm going to hold off because once it's all on, I might want to add another layer of foam on top. So we're going to see. I'm also only going to be tacking it down in a couple places so that I can do the, no, let's do the heart designs first. Let's do the hearts first. Got some nice pattern paper over here. See, the process is always evolving, always changing. It's nice. So, make a nice. The bottoms of these should all be the same size, given how I made them. So, doing just an outline should be a-okay. Okay. So how big do I want to make this heart? Looks almost like we're getting there. What the heck am I doing? I'm making sure it's symmetrical. Alright, perfect. And here we have a heart. Nice and symmetrical. Better than anything that I could do doing it completely freehand, that's for sure. Now I can take this heart and use it to stencil on top of all these little petals. The Unknown Venom says April 30th is coming up. Yes, it is. For those of you here who know me and know anything about my life outside of Undertale, know that I'm a big Metal Gear Solid fan. Metal Gear Solid 2 being the objectively best game in that series, and my personal favorite. And a very big important date in that game, April 30th, 2009. The anniversary of that, and the anniversary of my favorite video game couple as well, is on April 30th. My friends and I always like to celebrate, and have done so in different ways over the years. Actually, last year, my girlfriend and I actually went to New York for April 30th and went to the spot where our favorite characters met and had their moment in the game, and we did a photo shoot there, and it was fun. And it was fun and great. Cosplaying Bella says, "Found it," in all caps. Hopefully that means she found the stream. I'm not sure what she's looking for otherwise. Hey Bella. So the hearts on the bottom of the petals are basically going to look like this. I'd like to cut them out, but I'm starting to think that maybe bumping them up might be a more straightforward way to do it and still have it looking nice and smooth. At this point, that's still to be determined, so I'm not going to do anything quite yet. Let's see how to find a way to make this, to continue to keep the symmetry of this piece. Okay. What am I doing, you ask? Right now, I'm taking a piece, so I'm marking where the bottom is of this heart, so that when I place it in the future, it'll be at the same spot on every petal. So goes the plan anyway. Fingers crossed it works. Okay. Here's heart number 2. There's gonna be a lot of repetition going on today. A lot of repetition. So hopefully that means that we'll be able to get some good going in between. If there's anything anyone would like to chime in from the chat, I'm always looking at it, even if I'm on a slight delay. And I'm always here to listen to what you guys might have to tell me. Give it a little bit, and I'll tell you guys the story of Passover, which is exciting. At least for me, it's exciting. You guys might be bored. Okay. It's much easier using the pen to mark these hearts than the Sharpie I was using before, I will say that. You know, I have my actual box cutter right there that I could use to try to get nice crisp edges instead of my my scissors. That might actually get things nice and smoother, but I like the control that I get from a nice pair of scissors. Also, I don't have a cutting board down. There's about a 2-minute delay on this, I believe. Although I think yesterday it might have been something like only a number of seconds. It's interesting because I have an option to give myself an even larger delay, but I'm not entirely sure as to what benefit that I would get out of doing that. I don't know, you guys. I'll have to get back to you with that one. Oh man, Taupe says, "Hi!" Hello, Tauper. Hello, little Tauplet. Taupe is a very spoopy ghost. Très spoopy. But also that makes Taupe a lot more snuggable. So y'all should go do that. But not too much. Don't want to take my job from me. Alright. Now back to trimming pink petals, you know. As we do. It's fun. Happy little petals, right? Kyle says, gonna drive over to your house and crash the stream. If you're in Malibu right now, I will totally text you my address and you can 100% actually do that. If you want to crash the stream, Kyle, you can feel free to crash this stream. You can help me put glue on petals. Okay, and we are getting somewhere. Kind of. I want to at least get 2 of these done so I can start placing the main petal pieces on these guys. I'm very glad that both Kyle and Taupe, as well as everybody else, is. I'm very glad when I. Okay. All right, you guys. So we're going to try this again. Alright, I see my stream is starting to go. The icon is swirling, it's updating. Let's see what happens. Still swirling. Still swirling. I really wish I knew what you guys were seeing right now. Okay, good. Alright, and we're live. Actually, slightly delayed, but live again. Alright, cool. So, what you guys missed in that ridiculously long stream delay. I got to 1, 2, 3, 4. I did all 4 of size 2 hearts cut out. I talked about going and taking... I talked about taking my half-an-hour lunch break. Talked about how there's about a really long stream delay, counting up the seconds. I tried to play this stream game. Okay, go. When I said okay, go, I want you guys to tell me when you get that message. Good to know that Fox sent me those texts. Otherwise, I'd have been sitting there on a delayed stream for an hour, which is great. Which is just great. Luckily, big hero of the day is Fox, who let me know. So now we're live again. Woo! Woo! All right. Cheers to the toper. Cheers to the toper. For those counting, that's my 3rd sip. Like I said, we're not gonna... No getting crunk and working on your stuff. Also, Denise just popped in the chat. Hello, Denise. Welcome to us actually being live on a couple second delay. Not an hour delay. Woohoo! Perfect timing. Alright. So now that we are actually all caught up and live again, it is 7:43. It's almost 8 o'clock. It's almost time for my half-an-hour dinner break. Whoops. Also, yes, here's another heart. Oops. All I can say to that is, oops. Okay, go. Asher says, okay, go. So, I wonder if the stream got delayed an hour from a lot of lagging and then starting. So I wonder if the combined total lag time in that last stream was about an hour. That would, and so that the stream just starts afterwards, and since I'm not seeing any lag, I don't know how long it is, I just keep talking and talking. I think that's a pretty good guess as to what might have happened there. But what do I know about computers? I know that if you type things on them, other things happen. About it. This heart is starting to take shape, which is great. Which is great. I'm thinking about using the same kind of method about putting the craft foam down to create the nice smooth edges at the ends of the armor. because right now it is not a very clean look. I think having that nice smooth edge will make it look more like actual armor and less like a craft project. A particularly cool craft project, but craftsy. And just out of curiosity, I wonder if I should play the stream game, the how lagging are we game, just so I know what to look out for. Think we should play that? I think we should. So when I count to 3, I want you guys to paste. I want you to just spam me with the number 3, just so I get 3 on the keyboard, okay? As many of you as possible to do it, just out of curiosity. So when I say 3, I want you guys to hit 3. All right? 1, 2, 3. All right. And now I'll know how much I'm lagging about right now. Hopefully it shouldn't be that long, maybe only a couple minutes this time. That's what I said last time, so always better to be informed. Just let me tell you, this is definitely the time when I wish I had some music to go on. Okay. Okay. So it's starting to get to be about 2 minutes, which is what I'm actually expecting this particular delay to be. Again, that's what I said last time. So I don't know. I don't know how this is, what this delay is going to be. My stream information is telling me that everything's going good. I'm not lagging out too much. So I'll see if I need to nip it in the bud and start getting concerned. Oh, okay, cool. Bunch of 3s. Bunch of 3s. So that's maybe about 2.5-ish, just under 3 minutes. Which isn't so bad, actually. I will definitely take about a 3-minute delay over an hour delay. Cool. Cool. That is definitely, I like that. I like that game. Also, I've decided that I'm not going to take the stream offline. I'm just, so I can keep the chat up. I'm just going to turn the sound off, put the Space Channel logo up there, and let you guys have at it in the chat. I don't want to take down your conversation. which I think goes away if the chat goes offline, I think. Could be wrong, but just in case. Again, and if I knew how to play some music, I would do that for you. Alas, I don't know how to do that. Alright, Rad wants to know what he's missed. The answer, he missed an hour stream delay. I've stuck the pedals together, I've cut out hearts in some of them, and now I'm putting a Mod Podge backing on them in order to make adhesive adhere to the back without it being sucked up into the foam's porous surface. That's about where we're at right now. I'm also, in about 8 minutes, going to go and get some dinner for about half an hour. I might scarf it down and take a little bit less time in order to come out to all of you guys. But please expect it to be about half an hour. Before that, maybe before most of you were here, I showed off the arm socks that I had for Asriel. All that's left on those guys is to put the claws on and to maybe hit it with an airbrush around by the fingers just to add a little bit of depth of color so it's not one flat white. We're going to look to do a kind of beige color. Some of you follow me on Twitter might have seen that picture of Asriel's baby photo, which the coloration on that looks like what, right now at least, is what I'm going to probably be going with. So it's going to be this kind of, not quite khaki, not quite cream, nice, warm, fleshy beige. If anyone can show me a better kind of color they think I should go with, maybe like a brown, so that it's like the skin, it's like a darker skin with the white fur on top that I see sometimes in goats, also sheep. I might do that, but I was thinking the beige because so the black nail could stand out against it. And yeah, it is 7:54 actually. I think I'm going to cut out just a little bit early because I've reached a good stopping point. Again, I'm just taking the sound and the video off. The stream will still be online. And with a 3-minute delay, it looks like maybe for you guys, I actually will be going dark right closer to 8 o'clock. So I'm going to go turn the video and audio off now, get something to eat, and I should be back at or a little bit before 8:30. Cool. Alrighty, guys. See you on the flip side. Pew. Whoops. Thank you, smallest of all ducklings, for letting me know that my audio was off, that I forgot to turn that back on. That's on me. That's on me. Thank you. Thank you for that, smallest of smalls. And yes, this is for Snazzy Azzy. This is for Goat Child. Chuny Goat. Hot Topic Goat. Whatever you'd like to call him. Emo kid. Pun intended. All of the above seems suitable and fitting for Azriel. Oh, guys, this is looking so good. This is kind of what I imagined in my head. Which is nice. Very nice. Uh-oh. Looks like my stream is cutting in and out again. That's not good. That is not so bueno. These fumes. Whew, girl. Set these guys side by side. Alright. Yes, yes. I learned. It should be better. It should be a little bit better. I'm definitely keeping a much closer eye on the chat now. Just gotta make sure everything's going okay. Alright. Okay, hopefully that'll fix things up. I took the stream offline for a couple moments and then put it back on again. We'll see if that's done anything to help the problem, if, you know, hopefully it has. If not, then, well, I'll have to keep trying new things. Alright. So they're not the exact same, it's looking. I think I might have to find a way to cut the ones that are a bit closer together. This is what I've got right now. Okay. Alright. We're going to try this one more time. We're going to see what's happening. Hopefully something good. Hopefully it'll be working again. Alright. Gotta let me know when this chat goes live. And now we're back to some steps that we were at earlier in the day. Cutting out the petals for petal numbers 3 and 4 for these pieces. These guys are all on. It looks good. So by attaching, so now we get to work on pieces 3 and 4 to attach.